everyone, Eric from TheLonelySpider here, and today I thought I'd try a new kind of video. This will just be a quick guide on how to make an easy and basic Spider-Man fan film. This is a video for those who don't even know where to start and don't have a story, villain, or anything. Quick thing to declare. Am I a professional filmmaker? No. Am I a professional fan filmmaker? Definitely not. However, I have made a Spider-Man fan film before, and people seem to really like it, so I guess I could say I'm a reliable source. So without any further ado, let's get into part 1 of this video. When making any film ever, the first thing you gotta do is make sure you have a solid plot and a solid script. Personally, what I do is I come up with ideas for the films and write them down. Then, in the script, I find a way to incorporate them all into one solid story. Think of a movie as a human body. The plot is the skeleton. It's what everything is based off of. It's how everything works. The script are the muscles. The script is what makes everything move and makes the plot carry along. And the script moves the plot. A plot is just a plot without anything to go with it. But if you add a script to it, if you give it characters, if you give it dialogue, the plot can now move and people can watch it for entertainment. The plot and script are the most important part to making a movie. It's the first step. Where this video is how to make a basic Spider-Man fan film, the characters are already given to you. You don't need to come up with any characters. Just do the research and make the characters that you want to do fit into the plot. Unless you want to create new characters or take characters from the comics in different directions. It's up to you. It's your fan film, whatever fits your plot. But if you're having trouble writing scripts, I can't help you there. However, there are plenty of videos on the internet on how to write scripts. I suggest you check them out. I also wanted to say, please do not take plot ideas or script ideas from other movies or fan films, because you're taking credit for other people's work, and it makes you seem lazy as a writer, so just don't do it. Try to avoid it at all costs. Now that you have your script and plot figured out, let's get to the next part. Spider-Man probably has one of the best rogues galleries out of any superhero, second to Batman. With characters such as Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom, and Kraven the Hunter, there's so many possibilities for villains you could use in your fan film. As a fan filmmaker myself, I understand that some villains are harder to pull off than others, due to special effects, good actors, and some other stuff. So I just made a quick list on villains that are easy to do, to villains that are hard to do. Check it out. The easy villains are ones that will require little effort or work to pull off. The medium ones are, well, medium, and the difficult ones are ones that would require a bit of thinking and a bit of hard work to pull off. It's your movie. You can use whatever villain you like, but I do suggest moving away from the easy list. Challenge yourself. Do a villain that's not commonly done. That way your film will stand out compared to others. Unless your film demands a villain from the easy one, or you have a really good story from the easy list. Either way, the plot comes first. An easy villain that's not commonly done is the Sandman. There's so much potential with him, and I wish people used him more. And the character's actually not that hard to pull off. You just have to get creative. Here is how to pull off Sandman's powers with household equipment. Step 1. Get a cardboard box without any holes and every side is covered. Step 2. Cut a hole in the top big enough for a hand to fit through, and add a handle at the bottom for stability. The final step is to paint the box a sandy color and add some dirt and rocks to make it look more realistic. And there you go. Now you have a sand hammer to swing at Spider-Man. All you need now is a green t-shirt and a good actor. Then just give Sandman a great story arc. Any character, hero or villain, is possible with a little creativity. Here are some other villains we should see more of. The Chameleon, Kraven the Hunter and Mysterio, the Scorpion. And finally, I'd like to see some more Doc Ock, as he's one of Spider-Man's greatest villains. And yes, I know I'm doing the Green Goblin for my next film, and I know he's overdone, but I never said he's the only villain in the film, and that doesn't mean I'll use him over and over again. So then you pick a villain that best suits your plot, and boom, you got your antagonist. This part is optional, but I highly suggest focusing on the villain, because the hero is just as good as his villain. Make him compelling and interesting, and overall just make him a great villain. I suggest making them relatable, or giving them a good story arc, because that way we can find the villain more interesting and it makes the film a whole lot better. Now that you have your villain picked out, let's move to part 3. This is probably the most fun part of the whole process. Casting people. You assign people their roles based on how well you think they would do with the character. Where this is a fan film we're making, I like to tell my cast to research the character that they will be playing. That way, the performance is comic accurate and a lot more entertaining. If you're just making one of these with a group of friends, assign them a part that you think they would do well in. For example, when me and Colin were first planning Spider-Man Renegade, we thought he'd make a great Daredevil. And we were right, he did. You can also hold auditions and get actual actors to try out. That way, you get an idea of who would be best suited for each part. I also suggest visiting some drama clubs and film clubs because you will find some aspiring actors there. When portraying a certain character, I'd rather not base it off the movies. I'd base it off your own interpretation of how the character seems. The comics are probably the most reliable source to get your information from. Following the release of Spider-Man Homecoming, recent fan films, their portrayal of Spider-Man has been very similar to Tom Holland's. Although I am a big fan of Tom Holland's portrayal, I think people should try to come up with their own portrayal of the character, yet still staying true to the comics. And that rule goes with any character, not just Spider-Man. Now that you have your cast figured out, it's time for the next step. Behind every movie are the gadgets that make it possible. Equipment is one of the most important parts to making a movie. If you don't have a budget and you'd rather just record and edit everything on your phone, that's fine, but now I'm going to go over some equipment that would be crucial to making a good film. Don't get me wrong, I've seen some decent fan films that have been filmed and edited on a phone. However, if you want to have a bit more quality to your film, I suggest you use actual equipment. I know there's so much more equipment you need for a film, I just think those ones are the most important. It is very possible to make a film just using that gear. Heck, that was all that was used in Spider-Man Renegade. The equipment you buy for your film is your choice, though as for a camera, I highly recommend the Canon Rebel T5i because it's the one I use and it's never really done me wrong. It has good video quality and it's easy to use. As for cheap editing softwares, I recommend iMovie and HitFilm. Though if you have a higher budget, I recommend getting Sony Vegas Pro or any other more professional editing software. I know I didn't say much on the equipment section, but there's not really much to say. Everything that you get is up to you. Now, on to the final segment. Speaking of editing softwares, here is the final step, editing. Taking all the work and all the clips that you've recorded and putting them all together into one big movie. I'm not going to walk you through how to edit something, because frankly that would take way too long. However, I'm just going to say the importance of editing. Editing isn't easy, and it's especially difficult doing it by yourself, and very time-consuming. Although some people prefer to edit by themselves, I do suggest getting other people to help you out. Whether that's with visual effects or sound effects or anything, I've met some great people who have helped me out in the past. Editing a full film isn't done overnight, so it's nice to have some people help out. So definitely get friends or family members or even just hire some editors to help you out with your film. Also, where this is a Spider-Man fan film, web effects will be necessary. So if you don't know your way around an editor, I would get someone to help with that. Because personally, I'm terrible with visual effects. And now you have your Spider-Man fan film. That's it guys, thanks for watching. This was my first attempt at a video like this, so I'd like to know how I did. I mean, I'm not sure if I did well, I just wanted to help people out. Also, Punisher Episode 1 should be coming soon, so look out for that. And Spider-Man Modern Hero, its filming begins in February. So thanks for watching guys, I hope I helped out, and I'll see you guys later.